Hey guys, it's Roman
and Nathan
saying we've got another top 5 for you, and this time we've got personal experience.
Absolutely. We've been dealing with Craigslist a lot.
Yes, we've just sold 4 cars on Craigslist and we've made a lot of mistakes. So these are the top 5 most common mistakes when you sell a car on Craigslist, and we've done them.
That's right. We're going to give you advice on how to mitigate those mistakes and, more importantly, do the right thing.
Yeah, we just sold the Porsche 996.
Right.
And we just sold that Mini behind you on Craigslist this weekend. And you sold...
Yeah, last week I sold my Toyota Tacoma. I'm not happy about that.
But you know what that means when one leaves.
Another one comes in. And I have another vehicle that I'm in the process of selling. And what we've been doing is we've been discovering a lot with Craigslist, what works and what doesn't. And the thing about Craigslist, and the reason why we use it is, well, it's free.
Yeah, and let's go to the number 5 reason that people make mistakes, and that is not enough pictures.
Oh man, some of you guys.
Ugh.
Here's the thing. Roman has a great way of putting it, but right off the bat, if you don't see the car, you may not want the car, right?
Yeah, so what I believe is that people buy vehicles both with their head and their heart. So the description goes to your brain, right?
Right.
But the pictures go to your heart. It's the passion, it's the love, it's the thing that makes you fall in love with that vehicle. And if you have one picture with the phone taken like this instead of like this, you know, it's not going to sell. People just will not fall in love with that vehicle. And I would recommend, that's probably the most important thing you can do. Do beauty shots like we do when we go actually review cars. So do it at sunset. Find a beautiful location near a lake, on a bluff.
Okay, that's if you have the time. But if you don't have the time, a parking lot will do. But just make sure you get the front quarter, the rear quarter, the interior. And also don't, guys, please don't put your hands in front of the camera, okay? Make sure that your shots aren't blurry either. It's horrible when they're blurry.
Yeah, I look at selling a car on Craigslist as a full-time job. It really is. It's not just, when people put up just a photo and say, I've got a 1987 Camry for sale, it runs great. I don't even look at those ads.
Right. Aside from the fact that you wouldn't buy a Camry. But look, the bottom line is this. 10 pictures, that's a really good amount. And at the very least, consider 5. Try to get the exterior. And most importantly, guys, remember, good pictures, it looks better to the buyer.
Yeah, so I say exterior, interior, shot of the odometer that shows you how many miles are on the vehicle so that you prove.
Absolutely. Now let's go to number 4, which is, well, frankly, a lot of you guys do it, and we've done it too. Not enough details.
Yeah, I agree. First and foremost, be completely honest. If there's a problem with the vehicle, or if you've done work to the vehicle, detail everything that's been done. If you have a vehicle where you've changed the brakes, changed the brake pads, if you have a vehicle that has dings and dents, describe it, show it, and just be completely honest.
If you guys think about it this way, you need to put down these details and spend a few minutes writing them out. Just take 10 minutes, because the more you put out there, the more information goes to your buyers, the more interested buyers will be.
Well, you're competing with thousands of other people selling
That's
vehicles, right? And a lot of these people are, well, let's not say dishonest, but let's just say they're kind of maybe bending the truth.
They lack honesty.
Yes, misstatements. And the ones that are honest, the ads that are honest, where you can see that the buyer has gone out of their way to show you exactly the condition of that car, those stand out in a very good way.
They certainly do. And that goes to number 3, by the way, which is price your vehicle correctly. Cannot tell you how many times people have been absolutely screwed up when they price their car.
Yeah, so the rule on Craigslist usually is that the vehicle will sell at 10% below the price. So what that means is if you're selling your vehicle for $10,000, you'll probably get $1,000 less.
Yeah, and that's if you're pricing it correctly. Now here's a simple thing. Even though they are our competitors, KBB.com has a really good algorithm for pricing out your vehicle
based on location
and based on your vehicle and its condition, and it's a really good way that a lot of people use to price a vehicle. Then I would recommend going to NADA and then pricing it through there as well, which is the used car deal or the dealership network that they use. If you combine the two together, you can average out your vehicle and come up with a really good price. And go to Craigslist and see what other people are pricing their vehicles at if they're similar to yours.
Before we get to number 2, let's give them 2 top tips, Nathan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So your top tip is about scammers and
That's right.
resellers.
Okay, so one of the things about scammers is they don't care if you write something on a screen saying, I really don't want to talk to scammers. They're still going to call you. Bottom line is this. You are selling the vehicle. If someone offers to help you sell the vehicle, 9 out of 10, they're going to want a premium from it, or they're just a total scam. Avoid those people. Sell the car yourself. It's worth your while, and it's worth the money. And the second thing is, if somebody says, oh yeah, I want to buy your car full price, I'm going to send you a check, and it's from the Bank of Bolivia or something like that, it's not such a good idea.
Hold on, you're cutting to number one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me give you my top tip. I always recommend that you do a Carfax on your vehicle. Take the number on the vehicle, the VIN, put it into the Carfax service, and it'll come back and it'll show you all the owners, all the damage to that car. And if it's a clean Carfax, make sure that you put clean Carfax in the ad, and when the potential buyer shows up, say, here's the Carfax, here's a complete history of the car. It gives them a lot of confidence that they're buying what you are selling versus what might not be under the hood.
Absolutely. That goes actually to number 2 as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Which is the test drive. Okay, now there's a lot of safety issues you need to think about. If you're inviting somebody to look at your vehicle, which is in front of your house, may not be a great idea. Find a safe place, which I recommend a supermarket parking lot or a bank parking lot.
Or a shopping center.
Or
someplace where there's a lot of people.
Exactly. And that's out in the open and at the same time has an element of security. Make sure that you bring paperwork, and also make sure that you take a picture of the person's license who's going to be driving that vehicle. You can do it with your phone.
Yeah, so 10 years ago here in Boulder, a guy was killed selling a Porsche. It can be dicey out there. I just learned a very important lesson when we were selling the Bronco on Craigslist. This is a 1968 Bronco half cab, right, with the 289. The buyer came by, he was a bit of a redneck, and he said, can I take a test drive? I said, sure. He gets in the car, and the first thing he does, the truck is really cold.
Yeah.
He just starts flooring it. He's like, let's see how this engine, and I'm like, dude, you haven't even bought the car, and you're gonna destroy my engine. It's a 1968 engine. It can't take full throttle repeatedly. Yeah, so I say before they even get near the car, you have to kind of feel them out, make sure you trust them, and get it, like Nathan said, get a picture of their driver's license before you take the test drive. And then if there is a test drive, make sure you go with them.
Yeah, go with them if it's possible. If they have somebody with them or whatnot, and there's a reason why you can't go with, get a picture of their license and hold on to their car keys as well. If they pull up in the car and you can see it.
Great tip.
Yeah, just in case. And most people will be cool about that, going, oh yeah, I get it, no problem. Otherwise, it's a very good chance that they could just keep on driving after you give them the keys.
All right, what's the number one common mistake?
This is what I alluded to earlier. No personal checks. Do not accept wired money from any location. The best thing you could do is accept cash. And if it's a big purchase, then you go to the bank with them or to a credit union and you get the cashier's check from that organization.
Yeah, both the Mini and the Porsche we just sold, the buyer came in, said I want it. I said, let's go to your bank. You have the bank cut me a cashier's check. So we went to the bank cut him a cashier's check, so I know that the money is good. I give him the title. Don't hand over the title until you have real money.
Yeah, make sure the check doesn't bounce, that's for sure. But here's another thing. Let's say for some reason the person convinces you that it's a good idea to accept their personal check and or some money order that they give you. All right, this is what you do. You say, great, I'm going to put it in the bank, and once it clears, then you can give them the title and the keys. They have to be willing to do that. And you can write out an agreement stating that until the check has cleared, you will not get the keys, or whatever you want to put down there. But the point is that we don't recommend you do that. Money order, best thing you can do is go to the bank with them or get cash.
Yeah, cash is king, man.
Really is.
Yeah, all right, and as always, we like to do a bonus.
Yes.
And, that is no clean title,
no sale.
So make sure you have a clean title.
Yeah, and now listen, a lot of you guys don't know about salvage titles. Real quick on salvage titles. These are vehicles that are deemed by an insurance company or by various types of states licensing undrivable, and or vehicles that were undrivable. Now, if that's the case, you just don't know what's happened to them, especially if a Carfax thing says vehicle totaled, and all of a sudden there it is back on the road. Highly recommend that you guys stay away from salvage titles unless you know what you're doing or unless you're going for car parts.
Yeah, and a lot of people try selling cars and they don't have the title because the car has been financed.
Right.
Once again, there's a lot of cars out there. Why deal with all that headache? Sure, you could probably buy a car with a lien on it. You can probably clear that lien, but why go down that road? Just find one that has a clean title. And when you're selling a car, make sure that you have a clean title. You'll more likely than not be able to sell it with a lien on it. Borrow some money from your family, pay the thing off, and then sell it. But you're probably going to be wasting your time to a large extent selling it with a lien on it.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you have any other suggestions on top of what we've given you for Craigslist, write them down below.
Yeah, we'd love to see what your experiences are. And as always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
saying thanks for watching. Remember, check out tflcar.com for more news, views,
And real world reviews.
see you next time. Ciao.
Bye.
Hey guys, welcome to another fun and, well, I would say fact-filled, but there may not be a lot of facts here. Just a fun episode of TFL's Top 10. And what are we doing today, Nathan?
We are asking the world to bring back cars from the dead. Actually, we're praying to get cars back from the dead that most likely will not be coming back. But that's what we're looking for. Top 10 cars that we want brought back from the dead.
All right, why don't you start with number 10?
Number 10, and I know you guys will...